So the word is that the Canon M6 Mark II has been discontinued. Let's talk about it. Welcome to my apartment. I really got some bruises when I fell down in the snow. But luckily, nothing is broken. That could have been bad. And for me, we have some bread and eggs. Yes. Hope this is warm still. It was. So we have our bread, and then we have our boiled eggs. And on the bread we have some kavli caviar. That's caviar. Norwegian caviar. Not that Russian black caviar. This is Norwegian caviar. It's a standard item in the fridge in every Norwegian household. Because you gotta have caviar, Norwegian caviar, on your hard-boiled eggs. So this cabin, or I don't know if the direct translation is cabin in Norwegian, or from Norwegian to English, but støl, as we say in Norwegian. There's no electricity, or well, originally there was no electricity. My uncle, who is the owner of this cabin, he has installed some solar panels, so we have some electricity. We're able to recharge our phones, have a couple of lights, a small refrigerator, but originally there's no electricity in this cabin, and we don't have a toilet. We need to go out and down to the toilet further down the hill over here. So that's that. So the Canon M6 Mark II has been discontinued. At least that was the announcement from CanonRumors.com. They have heard from two independent countries, or two different countries, that they had been given a notice that the Canon M6 Mark II has been discontinued. Now, there has to be said that there's no official announcement from Canon that they have discontinued this camera, but I'm not surprised if they do. Like I've said in several videos before, my prediction is that the Canon EOS M line is dead. And if we take a look at all the breadcrumbs that Canon has left behind when it comes to the EOS M line, we see that there are no breadcrumbs. There hasn't been any talk about the EOS M line since 2020 when the Canon M50 Mark II came out. And that camera was a big disappointment. When it comes to lenses, we haven't heard anything when it comes to lenses, or the last lens that was released from Canon for the EOS M line was the 32mm f1.4, I believe it was, and that was back in 2018. That's 4 years. There was some rumors that Canon was going to release some EOS M cameras, no lenses. Haven't heard anything about that since. But what we have heard And this comes into what I think Canon is going to do next, or what the future for Canon is, and that is the rumored APS-C RF cameras. And they are actually, today is Friday the 20th of May, and rumors on canonrumors.com says that in 4 days, on the 24th of May 2022, Canon is going to release 2 new cameras with 2 accommodating lenses, and those 2 cameras is going to be the R7 and R10, and they are both going to have an RF mount, and the lenses they are going to be releasing is an RF-S line of lenses. Now we know that before the RF line, Canon had the EF and EF-S line. The EF were the full frame lenses or full frame mount, and the EF-S was the APS-C, the cropped lenses and the cropped sensor cameras. They had the EF-S mount. And that's the beauty of having one lens mount on every camera. You can swap lenses back and forth between the 2 systems. Canon had this with the EF and EF-S line. You could use a cropped EF-S lens on an EF camera, and vice versa. You could use a full frame EF lens on the EF-S cameras. The EF and EF-S system, they had mirrors in the cameras. That's the DSLR cameras. Now Canon has gone to mirrorless. We had the EF-M line, that was the mirrorless line Canon had until they released the R line of cameras with the EOS R and RP. Then they had the RF lenses, and it's all lining up. It's natural for Canon to go this way. It's natural for Canon to go the RF line and having RF and RF-S lenses for the cropped sensor cameras. So I really do believe, I'm not sure we're going to hear anything in 4 days, because we haven't heard anything from Canon. We can still hear something. They can come up with an announcement. Maybe they will release those 2 cameras without any fuss. Who knows? I do believe that if Canon is releasing the crop sensor cameras on Monday, I believe my YouTube feed is going to blow up with embargo videos from everybody. It's going to be exciting to see on Monday if the rumors are true. The rumors that Canon rumors have, it's a CR3 rumor, so that's basically a fact in their opinion. I will be pre-ordering a camera. I'm not sure. It all depends on the specs of the R7 and R10, what kind of camera I'm going to pre-order, because I really want to try out these new cameras. Canon needs to have an entry-level line when it comes to mirrorless cameras. The Canon M50 has made Canon a lot of money. It was a really popular camera, and if Canon is going in the RF mount line down that road, they need an RF entry-level camera, and I bet that the R7 or the R10 is going to be one of the new entry-level cameras. I don't think we are going to hear anything more from the EF-M line. Too bad, but things has to move on. Canon has already discontinued the EF and EF-S line. A lot of people had those cameras. There is still a lot of EF and EF-S lenses on the market, cameras also. So even if you have an M50, even if you're heavily invested in the EF-M line, don't be too beat up about it, because there will be a lot of EF-M products on the market still, even if Canon is now discontinuing the M6 Mark II, and I bet we will hear soon that they are going to discontinue the M50 also. And also we have the chip shortage and all the fallbacks from COVID and production halts, and the whole world is going crazy with gas prices and electrical prices. Canon needs an entry-level camera that is inside of a budget range for most people, because if things are going the way that things are going, not too many people is going to afford buying the R6, R5, R3 probably the R1 when that comes. Or in my case with the Sony cameras. Who can afford to buy a Sony A7S3 nowadays? Who can even get a Sony A7S3? And yeah, I don't know. I haven't been consistent with the uploads on my YouTube channel lately. There's been a lot of stuff, life happening. I could always find the time to... It's all a priority. Of course I could find time, I could film at night time, but my youngest daughter, she has the habit of waking up at 5, sometimes 4 a.m. in the morning, and that's kind of too early for me. So when evening comes, I'm really tired. Don't feel I have the energy to film stuff. I also have my regular job. My point is that I haven't had the energy to film YouTube videos, sitting down editing that much lately. But I watched a video from Stian recently the other day, and he made a video about being consistency when it comes to being creative, having this consistent creativity mindset, and having pauses when it comes to YouTube. It makes it harder to be creative consistently. And he has a really good point, because the further or the longer I wait between, or the longer it takes for me to make a video, the longer it is between every video I make, the harder it is for me to pick up my camera and actually make a video. So, but now that I'm placed my camera here and starting to talk to it, it kind of falls natural after a while. But what I have found out, this is beyond the topic of this video, but what I have found out is that when you start making YouTube videos, you follow these rules or guidelines that everybody's talking about. You need to have the perfect thumbnail. You need to have the hook in the first couple of seconds when it comes to grabbing the viewer and making them want to watch the video. And all of that is probably 100% true to be able to grow on YouTube. But what I have found is that even though you follow the rules or try to follow the rules, in the beginning you won't get that much, or maybe you will be lucky. But there is probably a billion YouTubers or YouTube accounts, people trying to make it on YouTube. The chances for you to make it, you need to have something special. I'm not saying that you don't have it, and you probably, and even if you do have it, being picked up by the algorithm, it's a lottery. Point is, being consistent is a good thing, because you're constantly forcing yourself to thinking creatively, thinking about the next video you want to make. And I need to get back into that creative corner, making a YouTube video, and not to take myself so freaking seriously. Not to, if you break the rules, if you don't have the perfect thumbnail, if you don't have the perfect topic for the video, don't bother thinking about that. Just make a video. And I'm talking to me now. Don't think too much about the video that you're going to make. Make the video and publish it. And it's also, done is better than perfect. We've heard that from, I think it's Peter McKinnon that said that. Done is better than perfect. Get it out there. Go on to the next one. Don't be beating yourself up about every perfect little thing, because there's always going to be things that can be better. And just record, release it. Doesn't matter if it's that good. Just get it out there. Get the creativity rolling. Yeah, so Stian, I totally agree with you. I'm going to listen to you, and I'm going to start getting more creative with my camera, just releasing some videos. Så thank you for that. Tack för den, Stian. Vi skulle ha haft ett lite rendezvous-möte. en liten gathering, det hadde vært kult. Det hadde vært kult. Alltid litt enklere å være kreativ når en er flere i lag. By the way, what do you think about the new Mavic Mini 3 Pro? So funny watching Philip Bloom's video the other day. He probably spent 2 weeks making his review of the Mini 3 Pro. 44-minute long video, and 24 hours later DJI came out with a firmware update that made the drone go from 8-bit to 10-bit. So he had to make a whole new video just for that. But how good is that? 10-bit in that tiny drone. I really want that drone. I want that controller with the screen, because mounting the phone to the controller, just having that extra step before you are able to fly, it's something that makes you go, should I film, should I fly? I don't want to do that today, or I don't want to bother putting my phone and connecting that. If you had that controller with the screen, you could just control, drone, zoom, you're up and flying. So I really want that controller. I really want that drone. It's smaller than mine. I have the DJI Mavic Air 2. It's a really good drone, that also, but you know, gas and all. I recently reconnected or got my account at Epidemic Sound again. So if you want music for your YouTube videos, check out Epidemic Sound. Anyway, now I'm done. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that thumbs up button down below. And as always, please hit that subscribe button too, if you want to watch more videos from my channel. That's it for me. Maybe I will see you in another video.